Newsweek. How hot girls became the right's new obsession. Well, I know they didn't explain this to you in grade school or junior high school, but when a man really likes a woman, he wants to do things to her. And men tend to like women more if they look young and have even features. So this is kind of how it is in nature. New obsession. It's not a new obsession, but hot girls have always been men's obsession. I mean, maybe they think that like women are obsessed with hot women now, but I mean, that's nothing new either. My mother, when I was a kid, used to get magazines, women's magazines, and they always had attractive women in them. I don't get it. Let me see. It all began with Sydney Sweeney's cleavage. Oh, did it now? In March, the 27-year-old actress hosted Saturday Night Live for the first time wearing low-cut outfits during the start and close of the show, which featured a number of jokes about her physical appearance, including a sketch where she played a Hooters waitress. SNL cast member Bowen Yang revealed in a recent episode of the Fly on the Wall podcast that the Euphoria star was practically begging everybody to make body-related jokes. I'm glad that she feels that way, honestly. I mean, I think that she's having fun at her own expense, and it's nothing bad. I mean, she understands that she has rather ample front bumps, as women should, just everywhere. They should always have, like, big ones. That's it. That's just how it should be. I don't know why small ones ever even came into existence. It doesn't make any sense, really. She came in and was like, please, everybody, make jokes about my boobs. Is that what she says? Can we watch this? I don't know. We'll probably get a copyright strike if I play this here. Let me see how long it is. I'm going to stop it right here. Look at that fat there rolling over her dress. Sydney Sweeney doesn't really do it for me. I mean, I would date her. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, she's so ugly, I could never be with her. But if I had a choice, nah, she's too heavy for me. So we're going to skip ahead because she just introduces herself.
Tonight, I'm excited for everyone to get to know the real me. I feel like people only see me as the girl on TV who screams, cries, and has sex. Sometimes it's all three at the same time. But I'm more than that. I'm from a town called Spokane, right on the border of Washington and Idaho. I feel a bond to both states. Like when people ask, where are you from? I say Washington. But when people ask, did you go to a Trump-themed party for your mom? I say Idaho. It was all.
Okay, that doesn't make sense. Are you a hoe? Is that what you're saying? Or I don't know is what you're supposed to be saying. It doesn't sound at all like I don't know, really. I mean, it rhymes with I don't know, but it doesn't sound like it otherwise.
Always my dream to be an actor. When I was younger,
You mean actress? This erasure of female-based language is just ridiculous to me. We already did this in English, getting rid of the subordinate you. That's what thy and thou are. Those are the lower class you.
My parents drove me from Spokane to Los Angeles just to audition. That's a 19-hour drive. And I'm so grateful to them for believing in me. And I think the reason they did is because I presented them with a 5-point plan to break into acting. It was a PowerPoint presentation, and I still have it. Check it out.
All right, this is Sydney's 5-point plan. Audition, become an actor. SAG card, become an actor. Get agent, become an actor. Do a commercial, become an actor. Short film, become an actor. That doesn't make any sense. If you're doing a commercial, you've made it. You're an actress. Short film, well, if it's just like a side project that you're not getting paid for, technically you're an actress, but maybe you're talking about being a professional. When you say become an actor, whatever.
It says audition, get an agent, do commercials and short films, then get my SAG card. But if that failed, I also presented them with a backup plan. Next slide. While I'm up here, I do.
In case you weren't watching this, it just cut to a card that said, Plan B, show boobs. Okay, let me see them. Of course, this is SNL. You can't take them off. Can't take off her clothes here.
I do want to talk about some stuff I've seen about me online. Like, I once said that I used to work at Universal Studios, and then someone online accused me of lying about that, which is insane. If I didn't work there, how would I know all of the Universal characters, like Shrock, the Munions, and Harry Potter? Then, just last week, a woman on TikTok went viral because she claimed she was my nutritionist. I've never met her. And also, I've never had a nutritionist. I'm in shape because I run, avoid sugar, and do Ozempic.
Well, you're not in great shape. I don't avoid sugar, and I'm in better shape than you. I don't run. I don't use Ozempic either. I know she was joking about the Ozempic thing. Running and avoiding sugar. People think that like getting in shape requires cardio and avoiding sugar. No, it doesn't require that. So.
But I'd say say the craziest rumor I've seen is that while I was filming Anyone But You, I was having an affair with my co-star Glenn Powell. That's obviously not true. Me and my fiance produced a movie together, and he was there the entire shoot. And I just want to let everyone know that he's the man of my dreams, and we're still together and stronger than ever.
Yeah. And then you recently broke up with him because you wanted to make more money in Hollywood, and he was holding you back somehow. Good job.
Even came here tonight to support me. Can we cut to him? He's in my dressing room, and we've got a great show for you tonight. Casey Musgraves is here, so stick around.
What happened to SNL? That used to be good. At the time, Sweeney's appearance sparked much discourse and was lauded by a number of right-wing commenters as the death of woke. More on that later. Well, woke is still alive, and Sydney Sweeney is actually perpetuating the woke agenda. But, you know, I mean, what can we do? She's a modern woman. There's no option. She's a modern woman. She can't be reasonable. No, she's got to be completely woke and insufferable. The actress, hey, they actually used the word actress here like they're supposed to, had become a so-called conservative hot girl, a pinup for the modern-day right-wing movement as it attempts to expand the appeal of conservatism beyond the confines of its larger, older, white male base. Yeah, okay, well, Sydney Sweeney is not really hot. I don't know why the people think that she's so hot. As we can see here, her face is all makeup. Makeup can do amazing things. It can make a man look like a woman. I mean, watch RuPaul's drag thing, whatever. I've never seen it, but I've seen the commercials for it. And they can do a better job than what's done on there. I've seen people take off their makeup and it's like, okay, that's a man. What the hell? That's weird that makeup is that good. It is that amazingly good, yes. But you can see what a big difference her makeup makes here. Look at this. This is her without it. I mean, she's at best a 5 in the face without her makeup. So, wanting her to be the face of a hot girl, wanting her to be the representative hot girl for the conservative party, conservative side of the aisle, whatever. Yeah, not really. She's too heavy, and she's not really pretty without her makeup, so. Sweeney and other conservative hot girls don't necessarily have any tangible involvement with politics, although some have strong political affiliations, but they have been claimed by right-wing public figures as their own, whether they appear to like it or not. This is hot Tuah Girl, who, I mean, she was outed as a scam artist. Whether or not she had a big involvement in that scam, I don't know. Because she probably had people doing it for her, and she's like, okay, that sounds good to me. I mean, she's, 22 years old, and it didn't really seem like she was a bright girl. So there's Sydney Sweeney. I don't recognize these other two. I don't know who they are. Whatever. They're just women as far as I can tell. And I wouldn't call any of them hot. Maybe this one here. This one here is covered up, so maybe she has a rockin' body on her. This one here, she looks like she has a rockin' body, but her face looks like she got hit with a sledgehammer. I don't know. Maybe that's just this particular picture. And, okay, who is the conservative hot girl, it says here. The conservative hot girl isn't a particularly new phenomenon. Victoria Can, an associate professor at the University of East Anglia in the UK, told Newsweek, women have been positioned through the lens of the masculinist imagery in conservative populist politics for a very long time. Well, that was a mouthful. Sweeney appears to have kicked off the latest wave of conservative hot girls at a time when conventional beauty standards have been adopted as a purported antidote to wokeness. Okay, I've not heard that this being an antidote, but it is definitely opposed to wokeness because wokeness says body positivity. You're beautiful no matter what you look like. And this idea has been around for a while. I remember when I was in community college, I took a sexuality course and we watched a documentary on nudists. And these nudist women were saying, oh, my body is beautiful no matter what. I learned to accept my body how it is. It's so amazing. While they're all wearing makeup, all of them. And they weren't necessarily bad looking women, but it's like, if your body is beautiful no matter what, why are you wearing makeup? You don't need that. Your body's beautiful no matter what. Idiots. That word was initially associated with progressive movements, but has since been co-opted by conservative critics to mock what they perceive as excessive political correctness, virtue signaling, and a tendency to overemphasize identity politics. It hasn't been adopted, or it has been co-opted by conservative critics. That's just how it has evolved over time, that word. Yeah, people want to get mad at me because I say that, you should use words correctly. a lot of people have come into my comments and argued with me about whatever gender means, etc. Look, I don't care if a word evolves over time. I'm fine with that. But if you assign a meaning to a word to an already existing word, who are you? You're not God. You're not king of the language. Use the language properly, and if a word changes on its own, then it changes on its own. My big pet peeve is acronym. People use that word wrong all of the time. In fact, it's gotten so bad that dictionaries online are starting to give the wrong definition of the word acronym. Ridiculous. Amy Tantum of Bournemouth University told Newsweek that this focus on hot girls is a way for the right in the U.S. to fight back against perceptions of wokeness. Holding up women in a sexualized fashion could be a tactic to reinforce gender stereotypes around women's appearances. Well, I mean, I guess you could sort of say that. Men and women should strive for physical attractiveness, I think. I don't think that anybody should be like, oh, it's okay that I look like a slob because I have $1 million in the bank. No. Women, what are you doing? Why are you chasing after a man who has $1 million but looks like crap? They do that. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen where women get with guys who look like slobs but don't have $1 million in the bank. Have higher standards for yourself, ladies. But no, we have to be modern Western and give into the sensibilities of what women are told that they need. Period, hands down. Told that they want. Right? They got to have I say it's 878 now. It's 8-pack abs, 7-figure salary, and 8 inches minimum in the pants. You could say it's 8786, right? 8786. Although 86 has a already assigned meaning these days, so you might still want to say 8786, and the 6 being 6 feet tall at least, because you're not going to find too many men who are 7 feet tall, and then even then, women kind of think that's weird, I think, when they're too tall. If I could understand the mind of a woman, believe me, I would understand a lot more things in this world. Following Sweeney's appearance on SNL, right-wing political commentator Richard Hanania, I don't know, shared a clip of the actress on the show in a low-cut dress with the caption, "Wokeness is dead." An opinion piece in Canada's National Post said, "Are Sydney Sweeney's breasts double D harbingers of the death of woke?" Okay. Well, woke is still here. The author of that piece, Amy Ham, wrote that Sweeney knows she's admired and owns her sex appeal with zero apologies, arguing that today's diversity, equity, and inclusion advocates have discouraged admiration of beauty due to its exclusivity, implying that exclusion equates to hate. Right, this is very true. This is spot on. When you're saying, look at this, women should look like this, women should be this attractive or more so, that's bad. Because how dare you put some sort of expectation on a female? How dare you? She is allowed to be beautiful at any size, because there are a lot of women out there who are not beautiful. And so they don't want to be compared to someone who is beautiful and then therefore be cut off from the advantages that beauty brings. "We aren't supposed to admire Sweeney's beauty, but we've done it anyways," she added. That point was echoed by Inez Felcher Stepman. Why do you keep me these crazy names? Senior policy analyst at the Independent Women's Forum and self-proclaimed anti-feminist. "Men don't only like Sydney Sweeney for her boobs, they like her because she's the first starlet in a long time to unrepentantly and cheerfully chase the male gaze." Stepman wrote on X after Sweeney's SNL debut, "She is clearly giving permission to ogle and enjoy that feminine power, an oasis for men in a nut vice culture, LOL." In early August, Sweeney posted a series of photos on Instagram with the caption, "I think they call this a thirst trap." The sports commentator Joe Kinsey later shared the images on X with the caption, "It's a bad week to be a militant blue-haired lesbian," in a thread of messages that also included posts about university sororities. Why Sweeney? She's conventionally attractive and popular, and although the actress has never publicly discussed her political leanings, an event for her mother's 60th birthday in 2022 caused a whirlwind of speculation. Pictures from the party circulated online, the guests wearing hats that said, "Make sexy great again," in a style of Trump's "Make America Great Again." Well, sexy's always been great. Sweeney responded at the time telling people to stop making assumptions and wrote on X that an innocent celebration for my mom's milestone 60th birthday has turned into an absurd political statement, which was not the intention. Here's a picture of hot Tuah Girl, Haley Welch. This was in August of 2024. She's throwing out the first pitch. Well, her downfall was swift. Sweeney isn't the only young woman getting the conservative hot girl treatment. Haley Welch, better known as the Tuah Girl, shot to fame in June after she appeared on a TikTok interview in which she offered sex advice. When asked by the interviewer, "What's one move in bed that makes the man go crazy every time?" Welch replied, "You gotta give him that hot tuah and spit on that thing." It says thing here, but she said thang, as I recall.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
The 22-year-old from Tennessee has no obvious link to any political party, but this hasn't seemed to matter. The top comment on the Instagram post of Welch's, where she is posing in a red, white, and star-spangled cowboy hat for the 4th of July, reads, "We did it, internet. We finally made the right person famous." The right person. There she is. Looks good there. Her Hak Tuah catchphrase has been adopted by conservatives and put on merch that is a similar style to former President Donald Trump's and is often emblazoned over an American flag, which merch of this style with the catchphrase Hak Tuah 24 printed in red and white on a blue or black backdrop is also sold by Welch's official merchandise store. So you could make merchandise that promotes Hak Tuah, promotes Sydney Sweeney, that is on the left. There's left leaning or left promoting, whatever. Victoria Can of the University of East Anglia said Sydney Sweeney and Haley Welch have actively distanced themselves from those right-wing politics, but have nevertheless become entangled within them because of what they represent, not what they actually think. There you go. That explains that. Okay, so is this the girl that was all covered up above? I can't tell. Is Elizabeth Pipko? I don't know who that is. There are women in the conservative hot girl bracket who actively engage in right-wing politics. That list includes Republican National Committee National Spokeswoman Elizabeth Pipko and Republican Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. Right-wing and right-leaning media outlets, rather than commentators online, seem to have been behind these women's conservative hot girl labels. Pipko, who the New York Post described as the MAGA-loving bikini model, who's the GOP's sexiest new spokeswoman, told Newsweek that, "I don't think about my looks as much as I think about learning to embrace and love every part of who I am. I'm proud to try and wake up and do that every day, and more importantly, to inspire other young people around the country to do the same, politics aside." Luna made headlines back in August after a nearly decade-old video of her wearing a MAGA swimsuit resurfaced. The Daily Mail described her as a MAGA bombshell in response to the video. The Florida lawmaker said on X, "I'm confirming that I have indeed worn swimsuits, and you can tell I am biologically a woman." The episode prompted Ginger Gates, the wife of Luna's fellow Florida rep, Matt Gaetz, I guess that's Gates, okay, Ginger Gates, to share various images of conservative women on X, including the photo of Rep. Lauren Boebert in a bikini. There is something titillating about seeing a beautiful young woman spouting right-wing slogans, Catherine Rottenberg of Goldsmiths University in London told Newsweek, and described this as saying F you to feminists and other progressives. I guess there is something titillating about that, just because it's so rare to see that. Like, usually when we see a young woman, she's spouting progressive ideas. And if we see an unattractive woman, she's spouting progressive ideas. So when you see an attractive woman, you're like, oh, there's an attractive woman. Nice. Oh, she said something that's out of the ordinary for an attractive woman. She added that it's an attempt to show that they are fighting wokeness. Okay, maybe they're just saying stuff. Pipko responded, "I don't consider myself someone who spouts anything but pro-American slogans, and I'm very proud of that." She described this criticism as being made by people who are confused or so blinded by their hatred for those who hold differing political views that they forgot what being a feminist actually means. Being a feminist means destroying men, taking power from men. It's always meant that. It's never meant, equality, because women already had all of the power before. So we level the playing field, making equality for men by giving men the political and economic power. So you have something that would entice women. Some people are considered conventionally beautiful, but when you have a pattern where hot girls are the faces of the movement, and when they are using tropes, bikini shots, as a way of sending a particular kind of message, then that feels extremely regressive. Oh, does it? Rottenberg said. She added, I am all for having lots of smart, articulate, and good-looking women as spokespeople for movements, but we need a wide range of faces, ages, and body shapes. Okay then, you are stupid because body shapes, there's one body shape that's attractive for women. That's it. So I don't know what to tell you. And we've known this forever. I used to watch the Looney Tunes cartoons when I was a kid. What did they always do for the girls? They always had the same body shape, right? Faces are going to be different for everyone. Not everybody has the same face. And ages, I'm sorry, if you're an old woman, you're not going to be attractive. That's just how it is. I don't know what to tell you. That's reality. Conservative hot girls have one thing in common besides implied or explicit political values, according to Erin Casey's of the University of Delaware. These aren't just hot women, they're white women. Oh, yeah, I know. She told Newsweek, it's a narrow and conventional definition of sex appeal or hotness. It runs counter to cultural change, reflecting an expansion of beauty standards to be more inclusive in terms of body size, race, and ethnicity, for example. So you know what you're talking about, because if we go up here, oh, who is this? Anna Paulina Luna. That sounds like an Anglo-Saxon name to me if I ever heard one. Yeah. Oh, and she looks super white, doesn't she? You know, she looks like she might be, obviously, a Hispanic person is actually mostly European in their ancestry, supposedly. I mean, technically, to get to the root of it. But yeah, Anna Paulina Luna is Hispanic, Latina, whatever you want to say. So as far as ethnicity is concerned, they got that. So I don't know what you think beauty is supposed to be, but I mean, who are you supposed to get that's attractive and not white and is saying things that are pro-MAGA? You got a lot of women out there doing that? No, I don't think so. There's no such thing as beauty at any size. You can claim that all you want to, but it's just not true. What's behind the hot girl obsession? The focus on the conservative hot girl comes at a time when the political gender divide in America is wider than ever. A poll previously conducted by Newsweek found that more men, 26%, have become more conservative than women, 19%. Slightly more women, 18%, have become more liberal than men, 17%. The Pew Research Center released an analysis in April which showed that Republicans tend to skew older than Democrats. 2/3 of voters age 18 to 24, 66%, associated with the Democratic Party, with the largest Republican voter demographic being over 80, 58%. I'm wondering if the reason for that is what people are saying, that it's that the older generation still watches cable news, and so they're getting a lot of left-wing talking points. Goldsmith Catherine Rothenberg says, Goldsmith Catherine Rottenberg, she's got a great name for this, doesn't she? Rottenberg, said, like advertisements that sell objects by objectifying women and their bodies, this seems to be a similar strategy. Attractive women are good for business. That's what pushed people to vote for Trump. It's the attractive women that were making MAGA statements. That's it. Yep. Had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that the progressives took over the Democratic Party and are saying there's no such thing as gender. Beauty at any size, health at any size, men are stupid and evil. That's all you need to know right there. It's just like, what are you, ridiculous? Those things don't make any sense. By having hot young women as their icons, multiple messages are sent that if you align yourself with the movement, you will be able to hang in the company of these gorgeous young things that the movement attracts, attractive people, and not just old white men, she said. That's what it does, yeah. The Republican Party is predominantly male. The Center for American Women in Politics reported that in 2024, around 16% of Republican nominees for the U.S. House of Representatives are women. This is lower than the Democratic Party, where nearly 46% of nominees are women. And here's your problem. You have a bunch of idiots leading the charge. Cassie's said that the conservative hot girl is a way of appealing to other men on the basis of the male gaze. Attractiveness and power have always gone hand in hand. The presence of hot girls makes conservatism look appealing. She added that this is coinciding with reporting that conservative men are struggling on dating apps. All men are struggling on dating apps, so I don't know what to tell you about that. Focusing on these iconic hot girls may send a message that one's ideal partner is out there somewhere, Casey said. What does this say about American conservatism? Does the conservative hot girl's rise symbolize a more liberal thinking about sexuality, or is it the installation of women as objects for political gain? Definitely the latter. Rottenberg said, there is no liberal thinking about sexuality here. Oh, really? What is liberal thinking about sexuality? Are you trying to say that, everybody's at 100% equal? There's no difference between men and women? Is that your liberal thinking that you're trying to push on us in this article? Because that's just not true. If you had a bunch of attractive progressive women, why aren't you pushing them out there, putting out merchandise with their face on it to push your agenda then? It works both ways. Patriarchy and populism go hand in hand, Hannah Yellen of Oxford Brookes University, England, told Newsweek. Policing women, their appearance, and their bodies is an integral mechanism of the American right. Yep. So patriarchy and populism definitely go hand in hand. I know, because at the last patriarchy meeting that I went to, they were saying that. They were spouting. It was like a chant that we were saying when we were there. Can said that the women involved in this movement who actually readily align themselves with the right-wing populism oftentimes represent a profound interest in traditional gender norms and an explicit rejection of feminist politics. Well, feminist politics are stupid, so why wouldn't you dismiss them? Casey's pointed to the fact that the reification of the hot girl is coinciding with the erosion of women's reproductive rights, and that this points to a regressive tendency to prioritize men's sexual gratification over women's agency. Really? So how is it that men's sexual gratification is prioritized by taking away women's reproductive rights? Because you know what happens when men have sex with women who do not use any sort of contraception? What happens to the men then when the woman gets pregnant? Oh, that's right. He's got to pay for a minimum 18 years of a child that's probably not even his, but the woman is claiming is his. Ridiculous. These people are so all over the place with their understanding of how things work. Women's reproductive rights have not been eroded. You just don't have the right to get an abortion everywhere you go, or there's limitations on abortion. And you might be saying, well, that's exactly what they're saying. And well, you don't have to have sex. That's always been the case. You don't have to have sex. You have this right to end your pregnancy. Try to be as clinical as possible about it. You have to end your pregnancy. You don't have to get pregnant in the first place. And how is it more pleasurable for the man to use barrier protection? It's not. Studies after studies have shown that it's less pleasurable for the man. It's less pleasurable for women too to use barrier protection, but not as much as it is for the man. So, ladies, if you don't want to get pregnant, you can either just not do it at all, which is probably what you should be doing unless you're in a long-term commitment, which I know is very, very difficult for the modern American woman, but you're just going to have to suck it up and do it. Or maybe use barrier protection and then see how many men want to sleep with you in that case. Because, I'm sorry, there's men out there that just won't do it if they have to use that. They just won't. They'd rather just not do it. The University of Delaware academic added the hot girl is the opposite of the childless cat lady being invoked by the leaders of J.D. Vance. These two competing images of womanhood arising in conservative rhetoric are two sides of the same coin. Oh, are they? And they say a lot about what conservatives value about women. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I mean, I've never really said I was conservative, but I can tell you right now that what I value about women is not their ability to have babies. That is a valuable thing, but I mean, me personally, that's not what I look at. So maybe I'm not the person to talk to. Women need to have children to perpetuate the human species. We're really have a lot of people in the world. There's enough people to last us quite a while. So we don't need to really be making as many babies as we are. We'd be fine if we made fewer babies. It's not going to be the end of the world. It would be if we stopped making babies, right? But the human race could stand to be reduced in population quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, I value women for their looks, their personalities, their ability to do different things that I want done, and their ability, most importantly, to have babies, right? I don't think we have any comments or anything down here now, no. Well, we do got comments, but... Oh, here we go. Nunya Bidness says, so you demonize women and their attire choices. Yeah, that's a very good point. It's always the progressives who are saying, oh, how dare you sexualize women. Don't look at her that way. We've got to get rid of bathing suit competition in beauty contests. Why? Because you don't want men to see what a woman should look like? And oh, there you go with the shoulds, anti-woke warrior. Yeah, well, that's the truth of it. Women, that's why they're in the beauty contest. What the hell? Let me see what Rufus Bogmead says. I have a biblical worldview teaching that modesty has its boundaries and is God-honoring. Yeah, I mean, women shouldn't be showing off their flesh. And for good reason. I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, but there's a reason why the Muslim countries went the other route, said you got to cover up. Men don't need to be tempted by that sort of thing. all the time. It's a good point. Anyway, that's all I got for this time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.